Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us at 7. I'm Tracey McCain.
I'm Caitlin Nuclo. You're watching Eyewitness News here on the Wax. A lot to talk about, including the weather, because we have a busy week ahead of us. So let's say hello to meteorologist Jill Gilardi for a check on that first alert forecast. Hey, good morning, Jill.
Good morning. Well, things are evolving in a direction that I would hope not. But, the western part of our state today, this afternoon, this evening, is going to be hit with some thunderstorms that could produce a lot of rainfall and cause flooding. And so we've had to issue a first alert weather day for those folks. So not everyone will be impacted, but those that do, this certainly could impact outdoor plans and travel. What's going to impact everyone, though, starting tomorrow, but really intensifying Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, is going to be the heat. 95 to 100 plus degree feels like temperature during that stretch of time, and then ending the week with some strong storms a part of the mix as well. But here's what today's risk is all about. You can see all the counties included in this flood watch. You can open up the First Alert Weather app and you can read all about it. If you're in Hartford County, if you are in New Haven County, Fairfield, Litchfield County, this is a zone where thunderstorms could produce 2 to 4 inches of rainfall and cause flooding. So you might be getting additional alerts if there's any advisories or warnings later on today. Right now, it's quiet across our state on the only live radar. But back to the west, this area of rain is weakening. It may still clip the western part of our state, but other than that, we should be dry this morning. Torrington, it's a little foggy out there, but the visibility is looking pretty good, but clouds are still kind of plaguing the state. That's Old Saybrook. Temperatures, not bad, low 70s. Upper 60s, the exception, though, up in Putnam. So if you have any outdoor plans, maybe head to the pool today. I mean, the first part of the day is fine. For us, in the central and western part of the state especially, pay attention to the weather, the changing sky conditions. And if you hear that thunder, it's time to end that pool time. And then as we take a look at the shoreline, if you're going to be going to the beach today or going to a park, yeah, we're going to have some decent weather for the front part. And then we have to monitor for storms, of course, later on the day, especially across central and skewed, especially west, as we go into the day. And then we're going to focus on all the heat and all that fun stuff heading our way for the rest of the week coming up a little bit later. Let's get an update on traffic, though, with Caitlin. Good morning.
All right, good morning to you, Jill. 7:03 here, basically on the dot on your Monday if you're heading out the door. Majority of the state not looking bad. We had an earlier crash in Westport that's cleared. We're nice and quiet here through New Haven, 95 north and southbound, right by Fulton Terrace. You can see off in the distance, really good visibility through this stretch here. That's the Pearl Harbor Memorial Bridge. Light traffic volume basically across the whole state right now. You can see no delays through Hartford on 91 north and southbound, here by the light in Middletown along Route 9. Again, good visibility there. Here in Meriden along 691 east and westbound, and in Waterbury by the Mixmaster 84 east and westbound. Looking good. As you're heading out the door here, let's get you those drive times. All looking pretty typical. Normal delays down through Fairfield County, 95 southbound, and the Parkway. That's a quick check at your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers. We continue to follow developing news this morning in Colchester. That's where 2 people were killed in a crash.
That crash happened on Route 16 right near Middletown Road, closing the road for hours. We want to get straight to your reporter, Anna Stansfield, with everything we know so far. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. State police tell us this happened right around 5 o'clock last night, involving multiple vehicles this morning. You can still see the remnants of that crash. You can see those guardrails here completely taken down as those vehicles drove right through into this ditch here. Last night, our crews were here on the scene watching at least 3 vehicles getting towed away. We know 2 of them rolled over while people were stuck inside. A Lifestar helicopter called to the scene to get someone to the hospital. The crash closing this portion of Route 16 to drivers for about 6 hours until around 1 o'clock this morning. We're still working to learn more about what led up to this crash this morning. I've already reached out to state police to see if they have any additional information for us to share at this time. Of course, as we get that information into our newsroom, Channel 3 will be the first to give you those updates. We are live. I'm your reporter in Colchester, in Stansfield, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Well, this morning, a driver is now facing a number of charges for allegedly causing a crash in Enfield that hurt 2 state police troopers on Thursday. Now, police say Joel Kaiser was speeding and did not have a license when he drove through a large puddle and then spun out. We're also seeing dash cam footage here of the crash for the first time.
Trooper Christopher Genovese, who was standing outside of his vehicle when he was hit, was taken to the hospital, was seriously hurt. And Trooper Matthew Seri suffered a concussion and is recovering at home now.
Right now, a 21-year-old man is being treated for serious injuries after a motorcycle he was riding collided with another vehicle. Pinpoint News Tracker showing you where it happened, right near Woodbridge Street and Route 44. Manchester police responded to the scene just after noon yesterday. That crash remains under investigation this morning.
Later this morning, Jose Morales, the Ansonia man convicted of murdering his girlfriend and the mother of his child back in 2019, will learn his fate during his sentencing hearing.
Your reporter Marcy Jones has more on what we can expect in court today.
Tracy and Caitlin, while we can expect to get the answer to one question, how much time will Jose Morales spend behind bars, another imperative question remains. What happened to baby Vanessa? Jose Morales is facing a maximum of 65 years in prison. In April, Morales was found guilty of murdering and tampering with evidence in the death of his girlfriend, Christine Holloway. Morales maintained during the trial that he was high on PCP when two men came into their apartment, killed Holloway, and took their baby Vanessa. Morales only admitting to cleaning up the crime scene. Prosecutors argued Morales brutally killed Holloway and knows where Vanessa is, and the jury agreed. The family of Christine Holloway continues to beg for answers about Vanessa, even sharing this age-progressed photo of Vanessa, who would now be 6 years old, on Facebook. Police and the FBI are still actively searching for her. Members of the Holloway family are also expected to give victim impact statements before the judge reads the sentencing. This all starts at 10 this morning. Make sure you stay with us on air, online, and on our WFSB app for the latest updates. Your reporter in Milford, Marcy Jones, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
We need to get to breaking news right now out of Massachusetts this morning. Officials say multiple people have died in a fire at an assisted living facility in Fall River. Authorities say about 70 people lived there. Firefighters found folks hanging out of their windows screaming for help. Firefighters were able to rescue as many as they could. There were many taken to local hospitals. 5 firefighters were hurt as well. There's no word yet on what caused that fire. And this morning, at least one person is without a home after a fire destroyed a house in Shelton. This happened yesterday afternoon on Birchbank Road, and 2 people, including a firefighter, were also hurt. Authorities are now looking into what caused it.
Right now, an investigation underway to find the cause of a fire in West Haven. Take a good look here. You can see all of the responding officers and fire crews that were there as it happened yesterday morning at a home on White Street. They found the garage fully engulfed in flames. It eventually collapsed, that garage, and extended to a car in the driveway. Fortunately, fire officials tell us no one was hurt. Right now in Waterbury, police are looking for a suspect in a deadly shooting of a teenager. Investigators say a 17-year-old girl was shot during a fight on Willow Street early Friday morning. Anyone with information should call police.
Well, right now, the search continues in New Haven for 2 suspects in the deadly shooting of a 44-year-old man on Lombard Street Friday night. Investigators believe the victim was targeted.
Right now, experts are working to find out what caused an ammonia leak at the Country Pure Foods facility in Ellington. Workers were evacuated yesterday as a precaution, but officials say no one was hurt and there is no danger to the surrounding neighborhood. Also today, leaders in our state say they will take more legal action against the Trump administration. Governor Lamont and the Attorney General are expected to make an announcement sometime this afternoon. Connecticut has already joined lawsuits challenging funding cuts and immigration enforcement policies. You can stay with us on air and online for updates as we learn more about today's announcement.
Today in Hartford, leaders in our state will call on the Trump administration to share disaster response plans. Some have raised concerns about staffing cuts to FEMA and the National Weather Service. Experts say new rules for approving FEMA contracts slowed that initial response to the deadly flooding in Texas.
And this morning, the race for Connecticut's next governor is starting to take shape. Democratic State Representative Josh Elliott is expected to formally launch his campaign. He filed paperwork last week. Governor Lamont, who says he is considering a run for a re-election, says he has worked with Elliott on a number of issues. Westport First Select woman Jen Tooker is running on the Republican side. New Britain Mayor Aaron Stewart is considering challenging her.
All right, good morning, everyone, on this First Alert Weather Day. Trying to update everything now because we had to go ahead and issue a First Alert Weather Day for today as well. But this is due to flooding concerns, especially western Connecticut. And then as we progress into tomorrow, the heat starts to intensify Wednesday through Friday. That feel well above 95 degrees in that lower 100-degree range. So First Alert Weather Days for that. So 5 days this week, all First Alert Weather Days. Released, though, by the weekend. Oh, seems a ways away. But there's the flood watch. It's been issued for Hartford County, most of, inland, New Haven, and then the rest of western Connecticut points westward. 2 to 4 inches of rainfall possible with the storms later on today. This morning, we're quiet in the 70s for the most part. We're going to head into the afternoon, see some breaks of sunshine. The forecast, for example, for Hartford, which will be similar for most places, the exception of the immediate shoreline. We're going to be tracking those temperatures warming into the low to mid 80s, feeling in the upper 80s, and the development of showers and thunderstorms. We'll get into more details of the timing of these storms and all these First Alert Weather Days a little bit later.